اللهم صل
اللهم
على
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمن محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله، يا إمام الرحمن، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين، يا علي بن أبي طالب، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا توسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد، يا قرة عين الرسول، يا سيدتنا ومولاتنا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله، اشفعي لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك يا الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها القاضي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجينا عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وصي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله اسأل حوائجكم الله سبحانه. يا سادتي وموالي إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وبقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالمين من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. لقضاء الحوائج وشفاء المرضى وإرسال الله يجيب 5 times. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 يا الله 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 والأمواتنا جميعا رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.
اللهم صل على
محمد
محمد وآل محمد.
جزاك الله حاج عباس.
حياكم أحسن.
قاسم بسم الله.
جزاك الله.
بر محمد وآل محمد صلوات.
اللهم صل
صلی
على
علی
محمد
محمد
وآل
و آل
محمد.
محمد.
کربل کی کہانی جب کوئی بھی سنائے گا، کربل کی کہانی جب کوئی بھی سنائے گا، دل والوں کی آنکھوں سے ایک دریا بہائے گا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، وہ قافلہ سرور کا جو شان سے نکلا تھا، وہ قافلہ سرور کا جو شان سے نکلا تھا، سغرا کو خبر کیا تھی نہ لوٹ کے آئے گا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا مگر اکبر، ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا مگر اکبر، فرزند نبی تیری میت کو اٹھائے گا، زہرا زہرا اکبر کا بھی پرسالو، پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹانپوں سے، پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹانپوں سے، کس طرح چچا تیری میت کو اٹھائے گا، زہرا زہرا قاسم کا بھی پرسالو، تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم نہ دلاور کو، تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم نہ دلاور کو، سیدانیوں کا پردہ اب کون بچائے گا، زہرا زہرا عباس کا پرسالو، روتے تھے علی اصغر جھولے میں نہ سوتے تھے، روتے تھے علی اصغر جھولے میں نہ سوتے تھے، مادر کو خبر کیا تھی ایک تیر سلائے گا، زہرا زہرا اصغر کا بھی پرسالو، سرور نے اٹھائے تھے سب ساتھیوں کے لاشیں، سرور نے اٹھائے تھے سب ساتھیوں کے لاشیں، شبیر تیرا لاشا اب کون اٹھائے گا، زہرا زہرا شبیر کا پرسالو، اور خیمے کو جھلائے تھے ज़ैनब की रिदा लूटी खैमे को जलाए थे ज़ैनब की रिदा लूटी ता हशर ये ता हशर ये मंजर तो आबिद को रुलाएगा ज़हरा ज़हरा सालो 72 का ज़हरा ज़हरा सालो 72 का बर मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Jazakallah, Kazim, Jazakallah. I'd like to request Dr. Farid Muswi to deliver his lecture. For Dr. Farid's health and his safety, please recite aloud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala
ala
Muhammadin
Muhammad
wa
wa
ali
ali
Muhammad wa
Muhammad.
ajil farajahum.
Bismillah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبو القاسم مصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Inshallah, again I request all mu'mineen to do not forget to do dua for the recovery of our dear brother Razi.
Inshallah.
Tonight we will remember the shahadat of our second Imam, Imam Mushtaba alayhi salam. Most of the time we get to express our mourning for Imam al-Hussein. And for that one reason, Imam Hassan is also Mazloom. Imam Hassan, during his era of Imam and during the time that he followed his father as Imam, he has accomplished so much that we need to dedicate many sessions to just understand the history that was exposed to us. We never claim that we understand any Imam. All the Imams are above and beyond our understanding. Allah is above and beyond description, and Imams are above and beyond our understanding. We can observe and record their behavior and their saying, but understanding their true haqiqah is impossible, because we are in nowhere near the kamal of the Imams. And the one which is us, which is less mukammil, cannot understand akmal. The reverse is true. They can see through us, but we cannot see through them. So at very best, what we can do is learn from their recorded history, whether it is their behavior or whether it is their sayings. Ahlul Bayt are known for, as Imam Sajjad said in Majlis Yazid, for attributes that Allah has not bestowed upon anyone else in that level. One of those attributes is shuja', sakhawa, and karam. They are all kareem, but Imam al-Hassan is kareem Ahl al-Bayt. Imagine in the family that they are all known to be kareem. This Hassan among them is kareem Ahl al-Bayt. They all represent Asma al-Husna, among the family that each one of them is one name of Asma al-Husna of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is Hassan of them. His name has been verbalized by Anbiya whenever they wanted to reach for salvations, whenever they wanted to reach safety, they ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bi-ism al-Hasan. And that name survived until today in Torah and Injil. In the New Testament, Mark, Luke, John, Matthew, you can find the word that is translated in English as it is pronounced in Hebrew, Husna. And when you look at the translation, it says, when the Jews and the Christians, they cry out, Husna, Husna, or Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Husna, it means that they are reaching out to Allah for safety and salvation, at the same time praising His great name. But when you ask where is this Husna comes from, they just said, this is what has been recorded in Bible. But how did that get there? When Noah wanted to land safely after the flood, he asked Allah, and Allah taught him to ask Allah for salvation in the name of the five. The hand of Fatima was created at that time. And he taught him, Jibreel taught him, to call upon Allah with Asma al-Husna. And when it came to Hassan, Jibreel said, this is the Hassan of all the Husna. And the same was transferred to all the other Anbiya. And Musa taught his nation, and Isa taught his nations. And that word survived until today. You can go to any church, you can go to any website and write down what does the Husna means in Bible or in Old Testament. You will see a whole bunch of explanation. They have songs singing repeatedly the word Husna, Husna, Husna. And we, the follower of Hassan, how much do we know? How many times we call upon Kareem Ahl al-Bayt, Imam al-Hassan al-Mushtaba. I just said that to tell you that there is so much we need to learn about all the Imams, that if we dedicate a few hours a week to learn about them, it will make you feel so proud that you follow these 14 infallibles. You all have heard about the bravery of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, without any doubt representing Haydar Karrar, his father. But when people ask him, where did you learn how to ride while you are using your sword and your spear and all the weapons that you carry so elegantly and so efficiently? Abbas trained all the children of Ahl al-Bayt, Ali Akbar, all of them, they learned how to fight from Abbas. But Abbas learned bravery from Imam al-Hassan. In the war of Safain, the enemy had blocked the river Dajla. Access to water was denied for Amir al-Mu'mineen and his army. Yeah, Karbala is not the only time. They did the same thing in Safain. Muawiyah fighting Amir al-Mu'mineen, he ordered to block the access of Amir al-Mu'mineen and his children and his army to water. Imam Hassan came and asked permission from his father Amir al-Mu'mineen. Can I have your permission to open the access to water? And that time, a smart person whose name is Salman, he asked Amir al-Mu'mineen, I notice you never order Hassanain to do anything. You always ask Abbas to do your errands. Abbas, set the army. Abbas, do this. Abbas, bring me that. But you never give hukum to Hassanain. Amir al-Mu'mineen said, since the ayah came in the day of Mubahilah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to Hassanain as Abna'una wa Abna'akum, I consider them the son of Rasulullah, the sons of Rasulullah. So Rasulullah has the right to order them, and I have the right to order Abbas. Look at the respect of Amir al-Mu'mineen for the grandchildren of Rasulullah and the sons of Fatima al-Zahra, subhanallah. So Imam al-Hassan got the permission and he attacked the army. Later on, few years later, where the history books was written by the people who were in the Muawiyah's army, they said when Hassan attacked, he was one, but he was moving the enemies like waves. Everybody was shouting, the Haydar, the son of Haydar is here. The lion, the son of lion is here. He broke the army lines. They all ran away behind the river. The river opened up and Imam al-Hassan led all the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen to access water. The army commanders, they came to Imam al-Hassan, should we block and make a blockade so the enemy who had denied us water cannot access? Imam Hassan said, no. That was their understanding and their behavior. We are different. Let them access water. We will still defeat them, even if they drink water. Kareem, even in the middle of war. One day, a person came, was eating, as you know, Mudhif al-Hassan is still eaten today. Hopefully, I haven't been lately there, but last time in Medina, this place that is called Hassan Guest House, Imam al-Mushtaba's guest house, serving people food for free in Ramadan iftar, in other than Ramadan afternoon meals for everybody, whoever wants to access. This is going on from the time that Imam al-Hassan was living in Medina. So a person came and he started eating in this place. And Imam Hassan noticed that he's also saving some food in his bag. Imam Hassan looked at him and said, eat first. Don't worry. Nobody will take anything away from you. And you can take whatever you need after you eat. Complete your meal first. That person said, Ya Sayyidi, I am not taking this food for myself. I'm taking it for another poor person who gave me your address, who directed me to you. He said, who was that? He said, there was a man farming out there, digging for waters. When I went to him and I asked for food, I'm hungry, he said, I have some barley breads. They are dry, but I eat them. I have eaten yesterday. I don't need to eat them today. You can have them. I passed on his offer. And I said, inshallah, I will find another place. Then he told me, if you walk toward the north of Medina, there is a place, Mudif al-Hasan. Go there. They will serve you good meals. And I have come here. Imam Hassan smiled. Subhanallah. Imam Hassan, when he smiled, he looked exactly like Rasulullah. He smiled. And he said, do you remember any signs, any other sign of this man? He said, Wallah ya Sayyidi, even though he was working in dirts and there were wild animals around, but his fragrance was so beautiful. In fact, his fragrance is exactly like yours. Then Imam Hassan said, this food that you are consuming belongs to him. He is my father, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Amir al-Mu'mineen. Then why? He said, he's eating barley and he's serving to us this food. He said, because he is Ali. He does not need this kind of luxurious food. Another day, Muawiyah was visiting Medina. And whenever he would come to Medina, he was very jealous of Imam al-Hassan. He told his people that I have taken all their money, Ahl al-Bayt money. I have not returning fadak to them. Where does Hassan get all these money to serve people like this? He was always jealous. He said, this time I'm going to invite all the people and open Baytul Mal and start giving them money. And he start inviting all the shuyukh of the time, and he start giving them money from Baytul Mal. And as he gives them the money and says, I am the son of Hind, his mother, the one who ate the liver of Sayyid Hamza. So he wanted to make some credit for his mother. His mother is most hated by Ahl al-Bayt for what he did to Hamza. And he knew that. So he wanted to undo that and make some repairing of her reputations. Around the praying time, Imam Hassan entered the masjid. All these people who were receiving money from Muawiyah, all of a sudden went toward Imam Hassan and started greeting him. Imam Hassan prayed. And after he finished his prayer, Muawiyah called upon him. Ya Aba Muhammad, I feel like I need to be generous today. So I asked my accountant to tell me how much have I given away to all these people. And the accountant said, for example, this many gold to all the people throughout the day as he was distributing the money from Baytul Mal. But equal to that sum, the lump sum that I have given, I would like to give it to you. So he put all the coins of gold in front of Imam al-Hassan. As he was putting it there, he still said, and my mother is Hind. I am the son of Hind. Imam Hassan looked at the gold. As he was looking, a man ran to Imam al-Hassan. Ya Sayyidi, Ya Aba Muhammad, Yabna Rasulullah. I have made another, and my mannat was that when I meet you, if my nether has been accepted, I would put these shoes on your feet with my hand, and you will permit me to clean your feet. Imam Hassan said, you don't need to that. I accept your nazar. I can put those on myself by myself. He said, no, this is my nazar. Allow me to fulfill it. So he bent over, he bowed over. He kissed Imam Hassan's feet and he cleaned them. And he felt so good. And then he gave the shoes that he had brought for Imam al-Hassan. And with on his hands, he put it on his feet. He was insisting doing this. Subhanallah. Nobody said, oh, this is shirk and this is this, that is that. And everybody witnessed this person is making nazar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you accept whatever nazar he had, I would go and serve Ahlul Bayt in front of Muawiyah. And imagine how angry and jealous he's getting. So as he did complete his nazar to Imam al-Hassan, Imam al-Hassan said, you see these bags of gold? He said, yes. He said, it's all yours for what you did for me. All of this for me? And then he said, take all of them for you. And remember, my mother is Zahra. When Muawiyah heard that, he got so angry. And this person keeps shouting out, Yabna Rasulullah, this is too much. He said, this is what I have given you in dunya. Wait until I give you my shafa'a in akhirah. So Ahlul Bayt are those people who can give dunya if they want, but they can also give akhirah. An old man came to Muawiyah. He was 100 plus years old. Muawiyah was curious what made him so lifelong, what made his life so long. So he asked question, what do you think accounts for your old age? He said, I was a businessman and this is how I made my business. How? He said, when I used to sell, I used to give my customer more than they paid. And when I used to buy, I paid a little bit more than anybody else paid. And Allah rewarded me like this, giving me more years in dunya. Muawiyah said, do you remember going to Medina and Mecca? Did you see my grandfather? He said, you mean Umayyah? And he said, yes, you remember Umayyah, my grandfather? He said, yes. How was he like? Muawiyah asked. He said, very dishonest, deceitful, and very ugly. He got mad as he was going on. He stopped him. He said, okay. Now, do you remember Ali's grandfather? He said, you mean Hashim? He said, yes. He said, the most beautiful person, the most honest person, the person who would not pass you without a smile, the person who would feed you and comfort you. And if you had a business, he would not leave your presence until you are completely satisfied. Muawiyah got more jealous. And he said, ask us something. We might grant in order to undo this. He said, you know, I'm an old man. I don't need anything from dunya anymore. Can you give me a guarantee that I go to Jannah? He said, no, I cannot. Ask me anything about dunya, I give you. He said, about dunya, I want my youth back. Can you give me my youth back? He said, no, I cannot do. The man stood up and told his son, take me home. Why you brought me here? This person cannot give me anything from dunya or akhirat. Let's go to Aba Muhammad Hassan ibn Ali, who can give us dunya and akhirat. This is when Imam is an adult. I want to share with you a few, if we have time. of his childhood. Rasulullah is sitting and somebody is reciting the surah وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَالتُّورِ السِّينِينَ وَهَذَا بَلَدَ الْأَمِينَ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ التَّقْوِيمِ. And they were asking about the meaning of this. And Salman said, this is about Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein, Sayyid al-Shabab Ahl al-Jannah, and their father Amir al-Mu'mineen. Teen represents Imam al-Hassan, Zaytun represents Imam al-Hussein, Tur al-Sinin represents Amir al-Mu'mineen, and Balad al-Amin represents Mecca. And لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا فِي أَحْسَنِ التَّقْوِيمِ, the word Ahsan relates back to the beginning of the ayah, Teen, which is Hassan. And Rasulullah smiled. All of a sudden, a very handsome person entered Masjid al-Nabi. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have some questions. Rasulullah said, ask. He said, I would like to ask my question in my own mother tongue. Rasulullah said, ask. But you know what? Ask my son Hassan. At that time, Hassan is 4, 5, 6 years old. And this handsome person asked 3 questions in his native language, Aramic. And then Imam al-Hassan answers all those questions in that person's native language at that age. And that person comes and kisses Imam al-Hassan's hands and asks Rasulullah, indeed, 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 Allah knows where to place His knowledge, Ya Rasulullah. And then Rasulullah says to the public, this is my brother Khadr. Now, this story is of a great magnitude for you Shia Ahlul Bayt. Why? Because Quran says that Musa Kalimullah, when he wants to learn haqiqah of creation, Allah sends him to learn from Khadr. All the answers that Musa has, he comes and sits as a student learning from Khadr. Khadr has the knowledge to teach to a great Nabi like Musa. But he himself comes and sits in front of a 4 or 5 years old Imam al-Mushtaba to get the answers. And remember, Anbiya do not ask questions for showing off their knowledge or arguing with someone. They always ask questions for mazid of ilm, to make their ilm increase. And they know where to ask. Imam Mushtaba is sitting with Amir al-Mu'mineen at the time that Amir al-Mu'mineen is in Masjid. And Salman is there, but the Khalifa at the time is the first Khalifa, Abu Bakr. So a big businessman, some of the narrators said he used to be a king from another country. He came with the camels that have on them golds and silver, and he had become Muslim, and he wanted to give all of this to the rightful person who is in charge of the affairs of Muslimin. He came and he said, who is the Amir? The people, they directed him to the first Khalifa. And he said, are you the leader of Muslims? He said, yes, people have given me that responsibility. He said, then I have few questions before I release these wealth to you. Question number 1. That person, Abu Bakr, put his head down and said, I don't know the answer. This is a hard question. Question number 2, he said, your second question is even harder than the first one. The third is harder than the second one. The fourth is harder than the third one. And the sixth one is hard, so hard that I don't think there is an answer to it. He said that if this is Islam, and if this is the man in charge of Islam, I'll take my money somewhere else. I'll take my business somewhere else. All the people, including the Khalifa, they look around. Where is Salman? They found Salman. Salman, go ask Ali. Ali is sitting far away in the masjid doing his munajat. Another narration says Ali wasn't there. Ali was working in the farm. So we have 2 different narrations about the same event. And Salman came near the farm after Fatima al-Zahra told Salman where Ali is. And he brought this businessman or this prince or this king with him near the farm where Ali was farming. And Salman shot out, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, there is a person with questions. The man said to Salman, that person will answer my question? The one who is wrapped in dirt and dust and working on the land? That poor man can answer this question that your leader could not? So first of all, that is not my leader. That is their leader. That man that you see over there is my leader. And he will be able to answer your questions. Amir al-Mu'mineen said, you have questions? He said, yes. Ali said, I am busy. Ask my son. He's over there by the water well. Imam al-Mushtaba is there. And the businessman tells Salman, are you making fun of me? That child is so innocent and so young. How could he even know what the question means, let alone answering them? Imam Hassan shouted out, would you ask questions or you want me to answer them before you even ask? He said, what did I hear just now? This boy knows my questions without me asking him? He said, let me test this. Just tell me how many questions I have, oh young boy. He said, you have 6 questions. Sit, I give you the answers. Your first question has 3 parts. Part 1 answer is this. Part number 2 is this. Part number 3 is this. Your second question answer, and he covered all of them. All of a sudden, this man threw himself at the feet of Imam al-Hassan. He said, if there is a Hujjatullah on this universe, you are that Hujjah. And he is not even 7, 8 years old. And then he said, Salman, I don't understand this father and son. With all this knowledge, they are working under the sun. I am going to give them all these gold and silver so they will not need to work another day of their lives. Amir al-Mu'mineen, I want to give you all these camels with the golds and silvers. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, ask my son what to do with it. Imam Hassan said, oh, an old man, Sadaqah is haram to Ahl al-Bayt, but I will distribute your wealth among the poor of this land. And he gave it away to all the poor. And that person said, Wallah, I don't understand this father and son. Salman said, don't worry, I have known them longer than you do, and I don't still understand them. Just know that we cannot understand them. Imam Mushtaba has so much that is being neglected by us, and we need to rediscover. There are so much more. If I have a chance, inshallah, on his birthday, I will just explain what mushtaba means. That word needs one session. And Imam Mushtaba is that person that his mother Zahra told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when she entered the day of judgment. Allah says to Zahra, ask whatever you ask today shall be granted to you. Zahra says, oh Allah, show me how they killed my sons. Show me how they tortured, and show me how much they suffered. In the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala drops a curtain on which the entire humanity, from Azal to Abad, they will witness how Imam al-Hassan was shaheed and how Imam al-Hussein was shaheed. And then Zahra says, Ya Allah, bi'izzatika, and she takes a swear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the izzah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lam udkhulu jannah, I will not enter hell, heaven, unless and until you, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, before I enter all the people who did cry for my sons. It is a badge of honor for every drop of tear that you shed tonight for Imam al-Mushtaba, and it will come back and help you at the day that Zahra asks Allah for shafa'ah. And if you are scared like I am from being judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are scared of barzakh, if you are scared of being judged based on our a'mal, then take shelter in crying for Hasanain. Imam Mushtaba was that person that Zahra says, I will not enter until I see that the people who cry for my son Hassan and Hussein, you forgive them and you accept Allah, my shafa'ah for them, because they mourn the shahada of my sons. Ya Zahra, Ya Fatimat al-Zahra, you be the witness tonight that this small community, in this small part of the world, away from all the shrines of Ahlul Bayt, gharib and far away from everything that connects us to you. All the shrines are in a different part of this globe. We have a small community called Jafaria. Ya Zahra, you be our witness that we cry for you and your children and your husband and your father. And tonight, we are remembering the shahada of your Sabt Akbar, of Imam al-Mushtaba, the Sabt Akbar of Rasulullah. And Alim al-Jalil was always reciting Majalis al-Aza for Imam al-Hussein and all the Imams and Fatimat al-Zahra. One day, Imam al-Hassan came to his ru'ya, in his dream. Ask him, why don't you recite for my Shia the most tragic Majlis al-Aza of mine? This Alim Kabir said, Yabna Rasulullah, I always remember all the suffering that you endured. I always talk about how the poison made you cough your liver. I will talk on the member how your janazah left your home and was returned to your home. I share with your Shia how they shot arrows at your janazah when it left the house. I share with the people that everyone comes home for comfort, but you came home and you were poisoned 7 times by your wife. I don't share. I share all of this. Imam Mushtaba said, that is not the greatest masa'ib of mine. Yabna Rasulullah, then you know better than me. You guide me. What is the most greatest masa'ib of yours? He said, tell my Shia in Medina, in the neighborhood of Bani Hashim, in the alley of Rasulullah's house, in our house, that house, after Rasulullah's Shahada, that house had a door, and that door was attacked, and they put that door set on fire. And I was on the other side of the door, and I saw my mother Zahra reaching out, holding the door to fall over me. And when I heard my mother Zahra, alayki ya Fidda, Fidda, come and read to me. Why? Because Muhsin became Shaheed. I can never forget what they did to my mother Zahra. Imam al-Mushtaba, every time, even when he was an adult, when he passed out the streets of Medina, if all those people who were present during delivering fire to his mother's house, whenever he saw them, he stood aside, turned his back toward them, changed his way. And when people asked why you are doing this, he said, because I saw them carry fire to my mother Zahra. Imam al-Hasan was asked, how much you cry? You are an adult now. You are 40 some years old. Yabna Rasulullah. Nobody cries for his mother like you do. He said, because you don't know what I remember. I remember things that I wish Hussein never remembers. Because I'm older, I know what they did to my mother Zahra. That is my greatest masa'ib. Alayki ya Fidda. He remembers in adulthood that his mother shouted out for Fidda to come and help her, because Zahra was falling down. He saw how the door was taken out of its frame and pushed over the body of his mother. That is the greatest masahib of Imam al-Hasan. Imam Hassan had received the poison. As I mentioned earlier, this mal'una tried to kill our Imam 7 times. And the 7th time, he had ordered a special poison from a different area to be prepared, and she paid a lot of money for that poison. And that poison was so strong that it could bring down any living being. A drop of that poison, when she was preparing it, a drop of that fell upon a root of the tree. Immediately that tree became dry. That kind of poison was given to him. And Imam was feeling the thirst and the burning from his internal organs. Imam al-Hussein was present, and he asked for a container, for a tasht, to be brought upon to him so he can throw up to that container. And when he was doing that, blood was coming from his Mubarak lips, and Hussein saw pieces of liver is coming out of his mouth inside the tasht. And Imam Hassan stopped and paused and took a breath, and he said, Ya oh my brother Hussein, please hide this container. Imam Hussein said, why? He said, because I can hear the steps, the footsteps of Zainab and Kulthum's are coming. I don't want Zainab to see this blood of mine. Imam Hussein took the tasht and put it under. Imam Hassan had earlier discharged his betrayal wife. When the wife told Imam al-Hassan that I cannot face your sisters, Zainab and Kulthum, Imam Hassan said, leave from the back door. But know this, that promise that Muawiyah has made to you, he will never keep. You will never marry Yazid, and you will never be able to use that money. And in the day of judgment, you will have to face my mother Zahra. Zainab came inside. Kulthum came inside. They start crying. Imam Hussein broke in tears and he started crying. Then Imam Mushtaba grabbed Imam al-Hussein and he said, Ya Hussein, anybody cries, let them cry, but you don't cry in front of me. Why? أتبكي علي ابكي عليك. You cry for me, I still cry for you. لا يومك يومك يا أبا عبد الله. There is no day like your day, Ya Abu Abdullah. I can see that you are in the middle of the Muqtal and they are coming at you with everything in their hands. Whoever has a spear, they throw that spear at you. Whoever has a dagger, they throw that at you. Whoever has a sword, they throw that at you. Whoever has an iron ball, they throw that at you. Whoever has nothing, they grab stones and rocks and they throw that at you. Ya Hussein, let everybody cry, but I don't want you cry. I cannot see that you cry for me. And then after the Shahada happened and he passed, Imam Hassan had made the wasiyah that Imam al-Hussein do the ghusl and kafan for his brother. Imam Hassan had told Hussein, don't cry for me. I am dying and all of you, my brothers and my sisters, are around me. You are going to give me ghusl and kafan. You will be able to mourn for me. Ya Hussein, Zainab and Kulthum, they are still having their hijab on their heads. They are free right now. But in your day, after you, they will be captured and they will lose their hijab. Ya Hussein, there will be nobody who will give you ghusl and kafan. So I am more fortunate than you. So you don't cry for me, I cry for you. Then Imam passed away, and then Imam al-Hussein performed his ghusl, and then Abbas and Hussein, they carried the tabut to the door. When they arrived to the door of the house, Zainab summoned all the itam, all the yateems, children of Imam al-Hassan and all the other children, and she and the children, they start crying on the janazah of Imam al-Hussein, and they left the house. When they came out, they were denied access to the grave of Imam al-Hassan grandfather, and they did not let them bury Imam al-Hassan near the chest of his grandfather, Rasulullah. He was denied what was rightfully his haq and his right. Abbas had Jalal in his face. Ask Imam al-Hussein permission. Let me to settle this now. Let me unleash my sword. Ya Abbas, wa Abbasa. Imam al-Hussein did not let Abbas to unleash his sword. Imam al-Hussein did not let Abbas to unleash his sword in Mecca. Imam al-Hussein did not even allow Abbas to fight in Karbala. He just told him to open the army to access water. Wa Abbas, with all that shuja, what kind of sabr, what kind of patience and tenacity Imam al-Hussein imposed on Abbas. Abbas started crying, telling to Imam al-Hussein, my Sayyidi, my Imam, you give me an order, I will obey. I will return the janazah of our brother Hassan back to the house. But answer this question to me. How can we face Kulthum and Zainab when we bring back Imam al-Hassan janazah? Well, Abbas, They brought back the tabut. And when Zainab's eyes captured the janazah of her beloved brother Imam al-Mushtaba, he looked toward the grave of Rasulullah. Ya Rasulullah, his kafan was white color when it left this house. But look in what color this janazah and this kafan is coming from your gravesite. It left being white, it's coming being red, packed with blood. How? Because his body has become targeted with thousands and thousands of the arrows. Those mal'unin, they forgot this is the grandson of Rasulullah. This is the one that Rasulullah says, "Uhibbuhu and uhibbu man yuhibbuhu." I love him and I love everyone who loves him. Pointing at Imam al-Mushtaba, and now these people pointing arrows and hitting with arrows the janazah of this Tayyib al-Tahir Imam that Rasulullah had made it wajib for all of us to follow and love. Zainab said, Ya Rasulullah, your son Hassan left in white cloth and is coming back in red cloth from your graveside. When the brothers of Imam al-Mushtaba, Imam Hussein and Abu al-Fazl Abbas, they came to help to remove the arrows. Zainab shot out and he said, stay aside. This is my job. Ana Ummul Masa'ib. I am the Ummul Masa'ib. Move away. She came. Zainab with her own Mubarak hands grabbed every arrow, but she never shouted out to Rasulullah. She did not shout out to Amir al-Mu'minin. You know what she said as she's removing the arrows one by one, each time she removes one, she says, Ya Ummah, Ya Zahra, inna lillahi wa inna alayhi raji'un. Ya Hassan, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Matam al-Imam.
Jazakallah, Dr. Farid. Bismillah, Asad.
या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो आए पाबन ना हो आए पाबन ना हो आए रोने पे न पहरा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो थी जिसको नींद आती शबीर के सीने पर थी जिसको नींद आती शबीर के सीने पर हाय जिंदा दर जिंदा हाय जिंदा दर जिंदा उसके लिए कज़ा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो जिंदानों से आती थी आवाज से सकने की जिंदानों से आती थी आवाज से सकने की है जैसे कि सकीना को है जैसे कि सकीना को हर जिंदान रो रहा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो टकराए न वो क्यों कर जिंदा की दीवारों से टकराए न वो क्यों कर जिंदा की दीवारों से हाय भाई से और फूफी से हाय भाई से और फूफी से जिसको जुदा किया हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो जिंदान में ऐ नजफी याद आए सकीना की जिंदान में ऐ नजफी याद आई सकीना की है दिल रो रो कह रहा है दिल रो रो कह रहा है अब न उजाला हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो हाय पाबंद ना हो आए हाय पाबंद ना हो आए रोने पे न पहरा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या रब कोई मासूमा जिंदा में न तन्हा हो या हुसैन या हुसैन या हुसैन
حسين جزاك الله. متوجه زيارة. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين يا هاقم يوم الدين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا أم المؤمنين يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا السلام عليك يا مولاي يا سيد أبو طالب، السلام عليك يا سيدتي ومولاتي أم البنين زاوية إمام الحسن عليه السلام. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول رب العالمين، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا أمين الله، السلام عليك يا حجة الله، السلام عليك يا نور الله، السلام عليك يا صراط الله، السلام عليك يا بيان حكم الله، السلام عليك يا ناصر دين الله، السلام عليك أيها السيد الزكي، السلام عليك أيها البر الوفي، السلام عليك أيها القائم الأمين، السلام عليك أيها العالم بالتأويل، السلام عليك أيها الهادي المهدي، السلام عليك أيها الطاهر الزكي، السلام عليك أيها التقي النقي، السلام عليك أيها الحق الحقيق، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد الصديق، السلام عليك يا أبا محمد الحسن بن علي ورحمة الله وبركاته، السلام عليك يا مولاي أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبو الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين وسيدة زينب أم كلثوم وسكينة. السلام عليك يا مولاي علي بن الحسين زين العابدين، السلام عليك يا مولاي محمد بن علي الباقر، السلام عليك يا مولاي جعفر بن محمد الصادق، السلام عليك يا مولاي باب الحوائج يا موسى بن جعفر الكاظم، السلام عليك يا مولاي غريب الغرباء علي بن موسى الرضا وأختك فاطمة مأسومة. السلام عليك يا مولاي محمد بن علي التقي الجواد. السلام عليك يا مولاي علي بن محمد الحادي النقي. السلام عليك يا مولاي حسن بن علي الزكي العسكري. السلام عليك يا سيدنا يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان. سيدي الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان وشر الشيطان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وزهورك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. Brothers and sisters, let us recite this ayah karima for all the mu'mineen around the world who are in need of our du'as, who are sick, especially for Razi uncle, and for his complete and quick recovery, inshaAllah, and also for the Zahura Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 ورحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة مع الصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Brothers and sisters, we say Surah Al-Fatiha for all the marhumin, for all of your marhumin, and for all the marhumin on the Jafaria Memorial Board. Al-Fatiha. Bismillah.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تقبل الله جميعا.
تقبل الله جميعا. أحسن. جزاك الله دكتور فريد. السلام عليكم.